and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Thursday the 15th of February. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. We've started the week. It finished the same way as the last few weeks. Well, no, started the same way the last few weeks have finished. Not very good. So our torrid run is continuing. Let's see whether Thursday can be a change of fortune kind of a day. £13 is the investment for Thursday, so we're a little bit above a half day stake. There's a main bet which is 5 horses, 3 Southwell, 2 Chelmsford, and then I've got a little double on Clonmel. So I don't know whether at the time making this video Clonmel is going to happen, so I've kept the Clonmel selections separately. I haven't got anything in the UK jumps. There was a couple of little bits, and just with the weather forecast and the potential abandonment, I left it. Whereas the Clonmel too, I thought, well, if I just do them separately, and if the meeting's abandoned, the money's just refunded that way. And if by the time you see this video it's already abandoned, then you've just got the main bet to do, which is 10.20. That's the plan. Also, the plan is try and keep the video brief. I know last night I went on I thought it was going to be long, went on even longer. I did receive an email to complain. I apologise for those paying viewers that the video content was too long and too waffly. You can't please everyone, can you? You just can't in life. You can't. So I don't try to. I just do what I think is right and try and get there somewhere in the middle in there, and that's where we end up. But yeah, I really am sure everybody else in the same boat. This run's pretty crap. So yeah, I think I mean I gave you loads of stats on the yesterday's video. Here's one telling stat for you that I'm sure someone else can figure out for themselves. But I think we are now 73 horses since we last had a winner. That's a pretty terrible stat. So actually, first 4 weeks of this calendar year, we were absolutely over-indexing on win bets. So as in amount of winners, over-indexing in terms of channel average. It's now levelled out because the last 2.5 weeks have been so dire. 73 horses I've put up since any of them have won. But that's on the context of the big winners we had in January and the number of second place horses of big price also. It's all swings and roundabouts. Right now, it just feels like we're on a permanent swing. Whereas actually, we'd like to get off and just have a nice walk around the park. I think it's late and that metaphor doesn't even work. So, the pantsness of Wednesday was... This was the little outside tickle. It went to a massive price, ran no race, and that'll be it parked now, and I'll be keeping an eye on that for handicap chasers. So that was that one. Then, yeah, we've got this Dundalk and Southwell bet. So the Southwell horse was just touched off out of the places, so that would have given us something. The Dundalk ones weren't very good at all. But what I would say, and this isn't me, trying to be anything other than honest, the Dundalk results, although the 4 I put on the channel for that bet weren't any good, the ones that did frame at decent prices were gettable. And for those of you who do your own research on Dundalk, hopefully most will agree, there's such thin margins between some of the horses. You got to make a judgment somewhere along the line of there's plenty of horses with value. It's which ones you might put up in one singular bet. And so, yeah, I think I just got some of a lot of cases, the horses that would have been next on my list down, ones that did end up framing. So there wasn't much in it. As far as the bare result goes, none of the horses that I picked on the channel got particularly close, and we lost the money. But looking at the form, it was reassuring to me, is what I would say. Double, obviously, Honky Tonk Angel. I mean, I'm going to get on to Luke Comer in a minute. Renardo non-runner. I'll get on to Luke Comer in a minute there. So that was absolutely awful. And then we got a couple of quid back here. That was not even interested. Non-runner. backed into 6-1 and did no race really, and then Red Dwarf backed into 7-2, I think it was, and it was third. So place with an on-runner for that. That was what we got back. Just a little mini rant on Luke Comer. Often there's things that wind people up, right, all the time. There's always stuff that winds people up in racing, and to be honest, a lot of it I just sort of accept as part of the gig. I might have got to the end of my tether with Luke Comer. I just think it makes a mockery of horse racing when you've got somebody who is a billionaire who allegedly trains the horses, definitely owns the horses, and has all these horses, and he just chucks them in, and then willy-nilly one will pop up, like we had 66-1 first time out, 4.5 lengths it won by. That's the right distance in a race like that. And you've got other horses that handicapped well, run well previously, and then just literally don't bother. That's how it looks for some of them. I honestly think it's outrageous that you've got somebody so blatantly cheating. That's how I would describe it. It's cheating. It's not being clever and running horses over on optimum distance and stuff. That is a horse from week to week that doesn't run anywhere near the same level, and that is not in the spirit of racing. That is not all those horses. You look at those horses; some of them are not being tried. And that itself is outrageous. So where the IHA have got to in terms of dealing with stuff like that, I think there is not somebody, there isn't somebody more blatant in terms of doing stuff. But the problem is, what is the dodgy dealing going on here? Because not winning high value races, so it's not about money in terms of winning prize money. From a betting point of view, there's not market moves on horses that win of his. Certainly the bigger prices. So unless he's getting money offshore potentially on black market bookmakers, I don't get it. To me it just gets in the way of the fun. And it's when you've got someone who's got that much money, you do wonder what influence they have over certain authorities. That is what I would say. I found it really, really frustrating today, more than normal. And I think I made a decision after today, because there's a few people asking questions. If you backed blindly his horses, you would lose, right? So it's not like a thing. Yes, he pops up with lots of big price winners, but there was so much dross in between. It's unbelievable. And when he first started having horses, he bought good horses, turned them into donkeys, and then would run them into races they had no chance in, just for a little bit of prestige, right? I kind of get that that's what some people want to get, because that's about enjoyment of the game and whatever. What goes on now with all of these horses that just run, whether it's as simple as they have, we're going off to Dundalk tonight, guys, right, we'll have 3 lunches before we run. Oh, but by the way, this horse that we're not going to mention to anyone, this one's primed to go. Because I don't think you really look from day to day in the paddock and stuff like that, because if people were watching that kind of stuff, again, you see a little bit of market move for it. So yeah, I think I made a decision that I think for the time being I'm not going to put any Luke Comer horses up on the channel, because I just think it's frustrating. From backing them blind, you wouldn't win, and I would accept the fact that there's certain ones that will pop up from time to time. I just have no confidence that yard is running horses in a decent and honest way, and I'm okay with the fact that some yards aren't running in a decent and honest way, but when you can figure out then I'm kind of all right with that in some regard. But when it's done on such large scale of kind of taking the mick, then I ain't keen on it. So if you got same view, different view, whatever view you have on Luke Comer's input into the sport, then feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you're watching Luke, just do everyone a favour and just leave the sport, because you just making a bit of a mockery of a game that everybody knows is a bit crooked. You make it look slightly more crooked than that. So there we go. I'll get done for something now, I'm sure. Let's get on to today's bets. There we go. Thursday's bet. Here's my Clonmel. 255 Clonmel. Little token 14 to 1. 405 Clonmel. Chain of consequence 16 to 1. They're the two that I think are worth having a little try for. 50p each way singles. And I've got a 40p each way double. 280 is the bet. Sky Hills 888 are better because you will get... what will you get? I think you'll get 5 and 4. It's 5 and 4. 365 are 5 and 3 with best price guaranteed, and then Unibet, Betfred, and Boyle Sports are 5 and 3. That is right. 280. That's the Clonmel. So if the time you're watching this, Clonmel's off. That saves yourself a little go. And we've just got bet 2. Bet 2. 202 Southwell. You know I can't say the name of the horse. I'm not even going to try. It's running at Southwell. We back it regularly. It won last time for us. It's a very nice price, but I think there's good mileage. 12 to 1 up £3. We'll try that. 347 Southwell. Gulliver. There's not one I put up very regularly, to be honest, but I think it was just about enough of a good price there. Holly Doyle booking's quite interesting. She's only ever ridden, I think, 6 times with David O'Mara. So not a jockey he picks, but she's obviously a quality jockey across all formats of flat racing. So and I think Gulliver's been dropping down the handicap quite well, and Southwell 6 furlongs good. I think I like that. 453 Southwell Bond Spirit 16s. If you're quick, you can get the 40 to 1 on 365, which is an outrageous price. 18s in a few places, but 16s is the fair price to take at this point. Then we've got 2 at Chelmsford, 6:30. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Longueru. There we go. We'll go with that. Just offended another bunch of people, I'm sure. 14 to 1. It's a 7 runner. Quite a lot of bookies paying 3 though, but Sky aren't at the time of making this video, so watch out that. And then 8:30 Chelmsford Zooks, 25 to 1. 10p each way Canadian, 50p win single on Gulliver, 50p each way singles on the other 4, and a little 25p each way double on the last 2 of the night. Our last throw of the dice at Chelmsford, 25p each way double. Bookie advice, very advantageous on this one for Sky, Hills and 888. Hills and 888 continuing to offer good extra places at the moment. That's unless, you can get more than 500 quid on before you get restricted with Hills. They are tight as at the moment. Then we've got Betfred, 4th best. Paddy and 365, 5th best. And then Corals and Ladbrokes are next best. 10.20 is the bet. All right. That's it. And I shall leave you because clearly I'm tired and my filter is not filtering the same amount it usually does do, and get myself in hot water at some point with that. So yeah, I'll leave it there, folks. You can make your own decisions. I will be back then, Thursday night for Friday selections. We'll see what the weather does to any of the Friday stuff. We have got Meydan, but to be honest, it's not a good day for Meydan. When there's better quality and there's more group races, I tend to prefer it, whereas it's just more handicap stuff done at Meydan. So we'll see what we can muster up. There's a good bit of all weather, and we'll see what's left of the jumps as well by the time we get there. So yeah, back in 24 hours. What I should have said as well, Tips the League, yes, that will be on tomorrow's video as well, because this has ended up being really, really late. I'm going to do Tips the League on tomorrow's video. That is me. Have a lovely Thursday. See you Thursday night with Friday selections and the Tips the League. Thank you very much. Bye bye.